We're streaming live, and we are at Welcome to Rockville 2014. It's Matt Pinfield for FanPass.tv. And right now I'm hanging out with Rob and John from Volbeat, who, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the greatest rock stories of the last couple of years. I mean, the way the band came on and the way you've been, accepted and people have been into the band. Like, when it first got played, the first single off the record on radio, some people programmers didn't know what to do, but their audience said, and I was at this great radio panel, I want to tell people because it's funny. I remember these radio PDs, and one guy goes, I don't know if I can get Volbeat. And the guy looks at me and goes, yeah, but your audience does. That's why it's the #1 rock record right now. And just he shut the other guy down. And I love that because, usually when you're doing something where you're mixing sounds together and doing a new sound, of course there's always going to be resistance. It just doesn't fit into the pocket. So, Rob, I know you ended up getting in the band by doing some production with the guys. So tell me a bit about that. An Outlaw Gentleman and Shady Ladies, it started more of a production thing. How did you guys find each other? Maybe, John, do you want to say how you guys discovered Rob and how did it end up working out?
Well, we found Rob in a dumpster.
Yeah, you did?
Yeah.
Dude, he's still looking for the shoes.
He was knocking on the door, please let me in, I'm cold. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Now, we toured a couple of years ago in the U.S. with the Damn Things.
That's how we met the first time.
You went through the Damn Things, which was the band that you were in.
Yep.
I was in, Josh Shepard in the band for a while. Who was in the Damn Things?
Joe Troman, Andy Hurley, Scotty Ian, Keith Buckley.
That's right. I'm spacing out. I thought.
What band are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I thought Josh he might have done some gigs with you guys before he went back in the band. But he was one who told me about you guys. So that was the band that you were doing with some of the guys.
Yeah.
Out of you, because of course you folks know Rob Caggiano was in Anthrax and has done tons of great production. Yes, he was.
Really?
Yeah. And he and I had met many late nights at a club called Snitch, right? Is that where we used to go?
That's right.
Dude, Snitch is a club in New York City that was owned by Brett from Fuel and all the Velvet Revolver guys, you know what I mean? And Guns. So remember those nights? We had some great jams.
That was a crazy place.
It was a crazy place. And we would DJ some late nights in there.
That's right.
We had some fun. We'd be spinning records. But anyway, so that's how you found him, in a dumpster.
Yeah.
That's where I met Rob too,
Yeah.
I was looking for some food that night.
But anyway, we were touring and we became friends, and Rob would end up on stage almost every night playing the Misfits song.
Yeah, they were doing Angel Fuck every night. I'm a huge Misfits fan.
Yeah, we love Misfits, man.
Yeah.
Walk Among Us, one of the greats.
Exactly.
I guess at some point we just started talking, and Rob was actually the one who said, hey, I think I could do something with you guys, produce you guys. And we were like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And when the time came, it was like, well, maybe we should try something slightly new. And so we gave Rob a call and see if he was available, and he was. So we brought him out to the outskirts of Denmark to work on the album.
And that was cool. He must have fun there. Good food and beautiful Nordic ladies. How was that?
I mean, it was great.
Yes.
It was great. But, as soon as I got there, everything really, really clicked, and we had this chemistry. And, that's
it's amazing.
Long and short of it.
Talk to me about, Michael's not saving his voice right now for the performance, but talk to me about the original ideas of taking metal and taking hard rock and mixing it with some of those great 50s and rockabilly influences. Is there certain things that you love that just came natural?
Well, it was basically, we didn't really think too much about it. We just started playing when we came together, me and Michael. And it was like the first few riffs he showed me was kind of like a vintage Sabbath kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Why not? And then the next thing was more like an Offspring kind of song. I was like, okay, why not? Maybe we'll be an Offspring cover band. And then the next thing was strictly out of the Metallica songbook. It was like, okay, this is weird. And I was like, so where are we going? Are we going with the Offspring, the Sabbath, Metallica? And he's like, I don't care. Let's just play. And that's basically.
Then you hear it almost like you heard a country, or kind of like the things like something that's anywhere between Social D and Johnny Cash kind of thing going on too. There's so much stuff,
Yeah, that's for me. That's what really drew me to this band. When we were touring with the Damn Things Volbeat back in 2010, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what really connected with me. The fact that there's just no rules with this band. There's no boundaries. Like, there's just, the sky's the limit.
And I love that. And it's really working. People love you in the States, man. And people reacted immediately. Like the phone response to the radio, people coming out to your shows. That's great stuff. So tell me, what is one of the first things, when he came to Denmark, what's the first thing you took him out to do? Because had you toured there with the Anthrax before?
I've been to Denmark before, yeah.
You produce records all over the place. I've been in your studio, we've done all, but tell me about, what did you guys do? What was one of the fun things you did on off nights?
What off nights? We didn't have any off nights.
Yeah. Okay, well, did you play every night or you just work straight through?
Well, as soon as I got there, it was very strict work mode, very focused. Yeah, it was just kind of like the way everything happened was so fast. You know what I mean? 'Cause when I decided to move on from Anthrax, and from that point until we were in the studio with these guys, it was just really quick.
That's very cool.
So as soon as I got there, it was just very focused work mode, and I think we banged this record out fairly quickly.
Yeah, it's a great record. Let's talk about your festival experiences. Now, I know you've done a ton with Anthrax, and I want you to tell me too, John. Tell me the first festival you went to see that you really loved, the one that you played that was one of your favorites, and the worst festival experience, which could be catering, toilets, diarrhea. Tell us about it. So give me some of that. Start about your first one.
My first festival when I was really young was, I guess it was Monsters of Rock with Van Halen.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Who else was on that bill?
If I remember right, it was the Scorpions.
Yeah.
Kingdom Come might have been on the bill.
Yeah, right. Exactly. All right, so that's it.
Okay, my favorite festival to play was, I'd have to say, Big Four.
Yeah.
Yankee Stadium.
You guys played Yankee Stadium. How great was that, playing with all the guys that had played and were part of the original scene, with Megadeth, with Slayer, with Metallica? Tell me about that. Was that show tell me about the vibe backstage that night with everybody.
It was great. The vibe backstage was killer every night. Everyone was getting along. It was a really friendly scene. And the shows were magical. At least from my perspective.
Yeah.
So
tell me, you're a New York guy originally, right? Is that where you grew up? So how was it to play Yankee Stadium? And that must have been one of the coolest experiences for you. Did you love it?
Yeah, it's one of those things I never in a million years would have thought we'd be playing Yankee Stadium. That's reserved for guys like Billy Joel and Paul McCartney.
Yeah, exactly.
They never had a rock, a proper metal rock show there. So, it's not even something that would cross your mind. But, yeah, it was amazing. And, obviously, like you said, we're all from New York, in Anthrax.
Yeah.
Everybody's a Yankees fan. So it was killer.
That's killer. That's great. What a great time. John, what about you? First festival you saw, best festival you played?
First festival I saw was Roskilde Festival in Denmark, 1986. I was only there to see Metallica.
Yeah,
because it's every type of music is there. But Metallica was there with Cliff. So that was definitely the first one. So
that must have been
I saw them with Cliff back then.
That's fantastic.
Probably
for you to play.
I'd say one of the best ones was probably Rock am Ring in Germany in 2010. We played on the second stage, not the main stage, but the second stage. But there were so many people, I couldn't believe it. And afterwards, we got to see Motorhead and Slayer. So
it's a great night, man.
Yeah.
Got to hear Ace of Spades live in front of a big audience. Anywhere they play, whether it's a Stone Pony in Asbury Park or a festival,
they're awesome.
When they blow into Ace of Spades, for me, that's a great moment, man, isn't it? Worst festival experience, meaning because you've done a bunch, the stuff that if you had to say,
for me, the worst. I don't even know if one stands out as being the worst, but for me, especially the European festivals, when it rains, it just kind of puts a damper on things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it becomes a mud bath, number one.
Yeah, it's just. I think actually one of those Big Four shows. I think you guys were on the bill as well. Is that Switzerland?
Yeah.
It rained like crazy.
Oh yeah.
And we were hearing stories after that. I guess there were rats in the ground, and people were getting bitten by rats.
Oh man, that's a festival experience that you didn't sign up for, right? That's some crazy shit. What about you, John?
Well, I have to agree with Rob. To take out one specific and say that was the worst. It's more like when he says when it rains. Remember one festival I went to in 1991, and after the first day we left because of the water was like this high everywhere. Our tent was gone.
And what's scary about that too is you don't want to get electrocuted. That's one of the other
Stuff
issues.
like that. That was really that was pretty bad.
That's amazing.
You got to give it up for the fans though.
Because the fans, they're still out there and they're showing, they're proactive, and they're not letting.
They don't care if it's raining.
They don't care. I love that. That's one thing that's cool about this European audience is they don't give it at all. They're used to it.
We're used to the rain, so it's like fuck the rain.
Yeah, exactly. There's tons of rain.
Yeah.
And if you're in Seattle, and more recently in Jersey, where I'm from, in New York, you're used to the rain and snow too. It's been brutal.
Yeah, it snows a lot. It snows and rains a lot in New York.
Yeah,
The weather
we've had enough.
This year was brutal.
It was the worst. But anyway, guys, we're so excited to see you guys play. What's on the game plan? I mean, I know you're on this tour. What are you going to do when this tour finishes? Are you going to go back to Europe?
Yeah.
Are you going to work on another record, or are you just going to play more shows?
We're going to go home for a couple of weeks, and then we're going to start the European festival run.
Yeah, because there's so many.
Which will last until somewhere in August.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. That'll
and
be great.
We'll be back in the States around the fall.
All right, that sounds good. We're gonna hang out again, brother. It's been a while. He's gonna bring you out. I'm sure you've been out in New York, but he and I, we spent, like I said.
I'll take him out though.
Yeah, we got to. You got to do it. We've had some great nights out together, right? From mellow nights of having dinner to out like raging, and but it's the rock and roll thing. Great. Again, Volbeat, so great. We get a chance to see him today. You've got to get the chance to see him wherever they are, and pick up the latest album as well. I want to thank Rob and John for coming by and hanging out with us. It's fanpass.tv, and I'm Matt Pinfield. Welcome to Rockville 2014. That was cool, brother, right? It was good, man.